Hi, y'all. It's Kelly from Kelly's Cooking on the Cheap. And I hope everybody had a good Christmas and looking forward to the new year here in a couple of days. I am sorry I haven't been up on posting a lot. One reason is that I'm waiting to get a little storage device to transfer videos because I know I'm low on storage right now on my phone. So I should get it today. And it's just been crazy with just being home and doing a lot of piddling that what we would not normally do. So yesterday my boy went to grandparents, so I got to go spend a little Christmas money. And I do have one thing I wanted to show you that I got that I thought was awfully nifty. Went to the Dollar Tree in a different town that I don't normally go to because it's kind of out of the way. So I got this little mini portable basket like you would see at Aldi or like the store. That would be good for Aldi if you're just going in for a couple of things. And it's collapsible. So I fell in love with it. It was like I think only $1.50. So I got a couple of small baskets. One, if you is to keep sweetener packets in or whatever for work. If you saw my short leading into this video, I got a Keurig for work. Um, and so that'll be the little sweetener doohickey basket for it. Um, don't mind me if I'm drinking my Panera. I ended up joining Panera Sip Club. They had a deal for like 4 months for $4 a month. So I'm taking advantage, treating myself. Because if you were to ask my guys, I am not one to go spend money. I'm a tightwad. But we're in the process of making Sheperds Pie. I am making it because my boy is not here and it's one he doesn't like, but he'll probably have one night of it um, when he gets back. But I did grab, normally I like grilled potatoes, but um, just waiting till I get paid Friday. I just grabbed instant potatoes and I've got my water boiling for that, ready to go, or waiting for it to boil. And the one thing I did forget to get was frozen peas. So what I'm going to do is frozen corn since I've got that on hand. Luckily, I've had the celery and carrots because if you saw my produce box, I had cut it up and put it in the freezer. Still have some left, so I'm able to save money that way and use that up. So let me get a drink and let's get started. So I've got my pan heating up. And sorry for having my camera like this. I forgot to turn it. So I've got my pan heating and I'm going to brown a little over a pound of hamburger. I had used the other part of the hamburger when I make meatballs for Christmas appetizers. Which we're having my dad over tonight to help us finish um, with leftovers. And I know I said if you watched my appetizer video that I love this time of year because I usually make stuff we only have one time a year because I get so burnt trying to work on it that I don't want it until next Christmas. Yeah, and with the instant potatoes, they have made it better. And I usually like to doctor mine up because I'll usually add like extra butter and I'll add, and I've got water boiling. I'll usually add some milk to it to make it a little creamy. So while this is cooking, once this gets done, then we'll come back and add the rest of the ingredients that we need. All right, the hamburger is about done, but I need to drain it, so I've got paper towels ready to go. Um, the other thing I did forget to get while I was at the store was I was needing more tomato paste, but luckily cause I need 2 tablespoons. Luckily, I have 1 tablespoon in the freezer, so hopefully that'll be good enough. Yep, definitely that is on my list to get this weekend. I should show you my pantry. It is getting very low on some canned goods, highly due to holidays and cooking. All right. So, what is everybody's plans for the new year? Are you guys staying up, going to bed early? I think since I quit working retail overnights, I don't know if I've really stayed up till midnight, or if I have, it's been 1 or 2, not too often. Okay, for the water for that I've got on high to boiling for the potatoes, it called for 4 cups, but I did put 5 in just on the case that some gets reduced from boiling. But once I get this done, we'll work on the taters. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and add in the veggies, which would be the onion and the celery and carrots. And the calls for 2 onions finely chopped, but I'm not going to put the full amount in. That's good. Then it calls for 2 medium carrots and celery, diced finely. So I think this is all I've got left from that produce box. So I would say that's good. And then called for garlic cloves, but I still haven't gotten garlic, so I'm going to do garlic powder. I'll probably do more than I should. All right. Now this recipe does call you that you could use red wine or beef broth. Since I don't have red wine here, I'm just going to use the extra beef broth. So I'm going to be using a total of like 1.33 cups of beef broth. Beef broth, if I can get it out. Tongue twister. Granted, I'm getting this ready, not for tonight, because I had said that my dad's coming over to help on leftovers from Christmas. This is going to be for tomorrow. So what I'm going to do is prepare it and then get it ready, and then I'll just cook it up tomorrow evening. One less step I have to do tomorrow. I'm tempted tomorrow as well, if I have time, because I'm going to do some more piddling, is maybe make up some of that 2-hour bread. And I'll bring you over so you can see what I'm doing. There's the butter melting. Now I'm going to add this in. Because sometimes if I go by the directions I've noticed before, I always have to add extra liquid. I did get some milk out, so let me grab that. Try not to spill it as I go. All right. All right, I think 5 cups was good, but I'm going to add a little extra butter. Butter always makes everything better, right? Do a couple of those. And then I'm just going to pour a little milk in for the creaminess. Not bad. Hot. I burnt my throat going down. So that's ready to go. There's always ways you can add extra to it. So, all right. So back to this. All right. I'm going to soak up a little bit more juice down there from probably the water from the frozen veggies. And paprika. But since I am using this for my beef broth, I am not going to add any extra salt because I think that will probably be salty enough. But I'll probably add all right, and some paprika. Paprika calls for 1/4 of a teaspoon. All right, that's probably a little bit more. But speaking of seasonings, if you have an Ollie's near you, I got to stock up on some seasonings that I've been out of, like ground mustard for whenever I do the pork loin for the barbecue sandwiches, and a couple others. So I was happy. All right, so got that in. Now I'm going to add in a little bit of pepper. I mean, not pepper, flour, the white stuff. I think it's just 2. Yep. All right, I'm digging for my one and only um, tomato paste. Comes in handy when to freeze these by. Right, I grabbed my seasonings. So I am going to add 1/3 of a cup of broth, or if you have the wine, you can add 1/3 a cup. But I'm just going to add a little bit of broth to deglaze the pan. Now I am going to add the last little bit, and that's the rest of the broth. a little bit of thyme, some rosemary, and some corn. It also calls for parsley, but it looks like I'm out. So how much corn? Or if you have the peas, you can add a cup of peas, but I'm doing corn, about a cup. We'll just add it all. If it's more, it's more. Make it extra veggie. And just let this simmer for a few minutes. While it's simmering, I am going to grab my pan that I'm going to put it in to get it ready for tomorrow. All right, so we're back to finish this up in the dish. I'm going to turn the stove off, and this recipe actually calls for the filling this to be cooled before I put the potatoes on. But I can never wait. I'm just going to put it on as is, because to me it'll make it taste better. So I am going to, I'm just going to grab the nifty handle for it. All right, so I'm going to pour this in. If you do make it and use the wine, let me know how you liked it with the wine. And this cooks on a 400-degree oven. Let me look at it and make sure how long. 400 degrees for about 20 minutes. But since I'm going to have this in the fridge, you might want to cook it for a little longer. Just depends on if you cook it right away or not. Your choice. Let me get my hand out of your way. All right, so I got that. Now let me work on the potatoes. I'll get a spoon for it. And here we go. I'll start with that first. And then just spread it out. I do have some shredded cheese here to put on it. And you could use more or less of what I put on it. We'll see if tomorrow I shred some more and put more on it or not. We'll see. All right, that spread a little bit easier than I thought, but I did add extra water to it to make it a little bit more pliable, I should say. So here's the cheese. I don't have much left shredded, so like I said, I might do a little bit more tomorrow, or we'll see how much this is. I'm just going to put it on some. Well, what the heck. My boy will probably end up begging for something else anyway. All right, that looks good. So there it is. And the next step would be to cook. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to make the noise. Is to cook for about 20 minutes at 400. But if you're pulling it from the fridge, say you're doing like me, making a day ahead, you might want to just let it cook for a little longer to warm up through. Very full. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope you're having a good break between Christmas and New Year. Be on the lookout for another video. One of the gifts I got from a good friend coworker of mine was a couple things from Trader Joe's. One of them I'm going to make up probably Thursday. Um, it's ganache, or gnocchis, I should say. Yeah, gnocchis. So I have found a recipe that I'm going to probably try to make for it. And if I don't make the 2 hour bread tomorrow, I will definitely do it on Thursday to eat with it. So I hope everybody has a good day, and we'll see you soon.